If you've ever sliced into fresh ginger and thought how incredible it would be to pull that knobby, fragrant root straight from your own garden, you're not alone. What many gardeners don't realize is that ginger is one of the easiest crops to grow right at home, and you don't even need a backyard to do it. With the right container, a little patience, and a few insider tricks, you can produce a harvest so generous that you'll have more ginger than you ever imagined. Growing ginger in containers is not just convenient, it's also incredibly rewarding when done the right way. Choosing the right container matters most. The size and shape of your container will directly affect the success of your ginger harvest. Unlike many plants that grow upward, ginger grows horizontally, sending rhizomes outwards under the soil. This means you'll need a container that's wider than it is deep. A pot at least 14 inches wide and 12 inches deep is a good start. Plastic or ceramic pots work fine, but make sure they have excellent drainage holes because ginger roots hate sitting in soggy soil. For best results, consider rectangular planters because they give the rhizomes more room to spread. The more space you provide, the more ginger you'll harvest at the end of the season. Preparing the perfect soil mix. Ginger loves loose, fertile, and well-draining soil. A compact or heavy soil mix will suffocate the rhizomes and stunt growth. The best mix you can use for container ginger is a blend of 2 parts good quality garden soil, 1 part well-rotted compost, and 1 part coarse sand or cocoa peat. This keeps the soil airy, prevents waterlogging, and provides all the nutrients ginger needs for strong growth. Before planting, enrich the soil with an organic fertilizer that's high in phosphorus and potassium. These nutrients are vital for rhizome development. One of the best natural mixes you can use is 100 grams of bone meal, 100 grams of neem cake powder, and 50 grams of wood ash per pot. Mix this thoroughly into the soil before planting, and you'll set your ginger up for explosive growth. When it comes to ginger, the quality of your planting material is everything. Always start with fresh, plump rhizomes that have visible buds, or, eyes. Avoid wrinkled or dried out pieces, as these just won't sprout well. A secret to jumpstarting growth is to pre-sprout your ginger before planting. Place the rhizomes in a tray lined with moist paper towels, then keep them in a warm spot indoors for 7 to 10 days. Mist lightly every day, and soon you'll notice small green shoots emerging. Pre-sprouting really ensures faster establishment once you move them into soil. If you're cutting larger rhizomes into smaller planting pieces, make sure each piece has at least 1 or 2 healthy buds, and just let those cut pieces air dry for about 24 hours before planting to prevent rot. Fill your container with the prepared soil mix, leaving about 2 inches at the top. Place the rhizomes horizontally with the buds facing upward and cover with 2 inches of soil. If you're planting multiple pieces in one container, space them 6 to 8 inches apart. Water immediately after planting, but don't flood the soil. The first 2 weeks are crucial. Keep the soil slightly moist, but never soggy, since too much water at this stage can rot the rhizomes. Watering ginger for maximum yield. Consistency is key when it comes to watering ginger. It really loves moisture, but not waterlogging, During the growing season, aim to water 2 to 3 times per week, depending on your climate, to keep the soil evenly moist. In hot weather, daily watering might be necessary, but always check the soil before watering again, just to be sure. For those of you who want exact measurements, dilute 10 milliliters of seaweed extract in 1 liter of water and apply it once every 2 weeks as a foliar spray. This will boost both leaf health and rhizome development, giving you a noticeably larger harvest. Now let's talk about feeding ginger throughout the season. Ginger is quite the heavy feeder, and if you're aiming for a massive harvest, you need to replenish its nutrients regularly. After 2 months of growth, feed the plants with a liquid fertilizer every 15 days. A simple homemade recipe is to mix 1 tablespoon of fish emulsion in 1 liter of water and drench the soil around the base. At 3 months, Side dress the soil with a mix of 50 grams of compost and 20 grams of wood ash per pot. This boosts potassium levels, which directly helps those rhizomes swell. Keep this feeding schedule consistent, and you'll notice your ginger roots multiplying fast. Alright, managing light and temperature is crucial. Ginger thrives in warm, humid conditions and partial shade. It doesn't like direct, harsh sun all day, especially in hotter climates. So, place your containers where they receive bright, indirect sunlight for at least 4 to 5 hours daily. Morning sunlight is perfect, while afternoon shade prevents stress. The ideal temperature range is between 70 and 85 degrees Fahrenheit. If you live in a cooler region, consider moving your containers indoors or into a greenhouse during colder months. Mulching is a small step that makes a huge difference when growing ginger. Just spread about a 2-inch layer of organic mulch, like dry leaves, straw, or cocoa husk, over the soil surface. Mulch helps lock in moisture, suppress weeds, and keep the soil temperature stable. And more importantly, as the mulch breaks down, it feeds the soil with organic matter, which ginger absolutely loves. Patience is key because ginger takes time to fully develop. The plants usually reach maturity between 8 to 10 months after planting. You'll know it's time to harvest when the leaves turn yellow and start to dry out. At this stage, carefully loosen the soil and pull up the rhizomes. If you want tender young ginger with a mild flavor, you can start harvesting small pieces after 5 months by gently digging around the edges of the pot and removing what you need, while leaving the rest to continue growing. For maximum harvest, though, wait until full maturity. A well-grown container of ginger can yield up to 2 to 5 pounds of fresh rhizomes, depending on the size of the pot and how well you've cared for it. Once harvested, wash the rhizomes gently and allow them to air dry in a shaded spot. Fresh ginger can be stored in the refrigerator for up to 3 weeks. For longer storage, freeze whole rhizomes or dry slices to grind into powder. You can also save some of the best rhizomes for your next planting cycle, ensuring a continuous supply year after year. Growing ginger in containers is not only easy, it's honestly one of the most satisfying gardening experiences you can have. With the right pot, soil mix, watering schedule, and feeding routine, you can enjoy a harvest that rivals what you'd find in any market. Whether you're in a small apartment balcony or a spacious backyard, ginger fits perfectly into container gardening and rewards your effort with abundance. If you found this guide helpful and want more gardening secrets delivered straight to you, don't forget to hit subscribe to Crop Corner and share this video with friends who love growing their own food. Your support keeps this channel thriving, and together, we'll keep turning everyday gardeners into master growers.